Smith, Jabari for three and the win. Yeah! He got it!
We are here to feed your Rockets news. This is the Rockets Field Podcast, and I am your host, LaShar Binkley. And on today's episode, as you see, I'm doing it from my car because I wanted to give a quick recap of the Rockets' uneventful trade deadline. We saw some trades being made by other teams today, nothing really major, no big-time deals being done. A lot of people thought that the Rockets weren't going to really go for any home run deals during the trade deadline, as they are going to try to maybe possibly wait to this offseason to make a blockbuster trade. And actually, we thought possibly they could bring in maybe another backup center, a shooter, somebody that can come off the bench, but nothing just real huge, earth-shattering news. And actually, the Rockets didn't make any moves today on the NBA trade deadline. The only move they made was actually a couple of days ago when they brought in Steven Adams, who won't be ready at all this season and won't be ready until training camp next season. So the Rockets are going to stay pat. The only move they have right now is to possibly look into the buyout market, because you have some interesting names. You have Biyombo, who's been out there for weeks now. You have Robin Lopez, who's also on the buyout market. You have some other players I don't know if the Rockets really be interested in, like Spencer Dinwiddie, P.J. Tucker, players like that. We may have some more names added to the list as teams kind of work through the trades that did happen today. But the Rockets, like I said, are going to stay pat. They're going to stay with the team they have now and try to squeak their way into that final play-in game. They are fighting for those final two spots. It's four teams fighting for two spots. You have the Lakers, you have the Rockets, you have Golden State, and you have Utah, all fighting for those final two play-in spots. As of right now, the Rockets on the outside looking in, and they play again tomorrow against the Toronto Raptors, a game they should win, but we will see how that all plays out, because Fred VanVleet will not be playing in that game. Maybe playing Monday. We may see Tari Eason next week, so I think that'll be good news for the Rockets. But as far as the trade deadline, like I said, the Rockets didn't make any major moves this trade deadline. Maybe they're turning their eye to the buyout market, which is fine. There's a lot more names on there than there usually are, but the problem is, in the past, the Rockets were at the top of the list of a lot of these buyout players wanting to play for the Rockets. Now, they're not a contending team as far as the championship. So a lot of these buyout players, a lot of times, are older players that want to get one last chance at a ring, and the Rockets aren't exactly there. So that's why they're going to be kind of behind the eight ball when it comes to that. They may have a little bit more money than some of these other buyout teams. But as far as being at the top of anybody's list, I seriously doubt it, just because, like I said, they're not a contending team. So the team we see now may be the team we're going to see for the rest of the season, unless they can somehow maybe pull in a Biyombo out of the buyout market. I'm not sure about Robin Lopez. But to be honest, he'll be better than Jock Landale. So I guess it could be worse than, hold on to Jock Landale the way he's been playing. But Robin Lopez doesn't exactly jump off the page as somebody that's going to make a huge impact and help push you into a play-in spot. So honestly, Biyombo will probably be the best option. Not exactly sure what he's waiting for. He's been out. He was cut a while ago, but he has not been picked up by any team. I don't know if he's waiting for the right team or he was waiting for to see how trades shaked out. I'm not exactly sure what he's waiting for, but he's still out there on the market for any team to try to bring him in. So that's something to keep in mind as far as that. But honestly, not surprised at all the Rockets didn't make any moves. I think the Rockets are putting all their chips in this offseason. They're going to have Fred VanVleet, who's going to be on the last year of a deal. They're going to have other assets that they possibly be like, hey, we gave y'all this year to see what y'all showed us. We didn't necessarily see what we wanted to see, and now we're going to package you in a deal and try to grab a bigger star then, because we all know sometimes a star may be happy where they are, but then the playoffs come around and they burn and the team crashes and burns, and then they want out. We see it all the time happen every single year, so maybe that's why the Rockets are trying to be patient and not trade away any more assets so that they can take that big swing this summer. And because I think that's ultimately what the Rockets want to do. There's no way I think the Rockets are going to, let me put it like this, unless something drastically changes during this season, there's no way I see the Rockets team that you see now is going to be the same team you're going to see going into the preseason next season. I don't see that happening. I think the Rockets somehow, some way are going to make some type of move. Of course, they're going to be trying to swing for the fences and possibly bring in a star-level player, because we all know they don't have their own draft pick this season. So it's not about the draft. The only draft pick they really have is Brooklyn's pick, and you really don't know where they're going to end up at this point in the rankings. So at this point, you're really banking on the trade market because you don't have any money under the cap for free agency unless you would move Fred VanVleet or somebody like that. But I don't see that happening right. Well, it's not going to happen right now, but I don't necessarily see that next season. But that is a chip that they can put out there because, like you said, he did sign a 3-year deal, but only 2 of it is guaranteed, and you don't have to necessarily sign him or bring him back for the 3rd year. So that might be enticing to some teams. But for right now, the Rockets are going to stay pat. They're going to stay with the team they have. They're going to hope they get back Fred VanVleet next week. Hopefully they get back Tari Eason, and then they'll try to make that push into the one of the play-in spots. Like I said, it's going to be tough because even though Golden State's been struggling, it's still Golden State. Utah, surprisingly, has been playing really well and somehow still sticking in that play-in spot with the Lakers. Now, of course, you got the Lakers. It's going to be hard to catch them with LeBron James, Anthony Davis. So it's going to be an uphill battle trying to get into that final play-in spot, but maybe the Rockets can finally put some wins together once they get healthy, and with the great play of Amen Thompson and the great play of of Cam Whitmore, maybe they'll be able to get themselves into one of the playing spots. But one way or another, this is the team you're going to see for the rest of the season. No more Jalen Green trade talks. No more, hey, they may possibly trade this guy, trade this guy. This is the team they're going to go with. This is the team they're going to see what they can do for the rest of the regular season. It starts tomorrow against Toronto Raptors, and then on Monday they play against the New York Knicks. We don't know who's going to be playing for them because they also have some injuries as well. So we'll see how this plays out over the next several weeks as the Rockets make that push into the play-in spot. And here at Rocket Fuel, we'll be there every step of the way. As usual, we appreciate everybody that gives us support. We're up over 1,550 subscribers, so thank you very much. Everybody that subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribing, you're watching us for the first time, welcome in, and definitely make sure there's a subscribe button, a like button. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm. And as usual, we appreciate all the support. And make sure you check out the next episode of the Rocket Fuel Podcast.